Hello everybody, Martin here, back with another Legacy video, trying to see if I can do a little bit better this time around with Death and Taxes than my last League series. Uh, Playing the same main deck. I've made one change to the sideboard, which was to add a second Council's Judgment in lieu of the Disenchant. Just because they somewhat overlap in the stuff that you want to remove with Disenchant, you can remove with Council's Judgment, but Council's Judgment is, more importantly, sort of a smoother answer to Leovold, whom I think we're going to see more of, with the recent Legacy GP results in mind, also True Name Nemesis. So with that, I mean, the main deck is pretty stock list. I was sort of considering running, instead of the Mangara, running a Singleton Sarah Avenger, because I've seen a lot of people do that. And it just seems to make sense to have an extra flyer. And the 3 in the butt also is kind of neat and carries a weapon real well. But yeah, maybe next time. So let's jump into the league. Oh, that was fast. I won't even have to edit that. Alright, and we win the die roll. So let's choose to be on the play. This would be great if we had but one land, though we don't. Yeah, we can keep this. And, oof, Aether Vial. Yeah, Aether Vial is good here. So we'll go turn 1 Mom off the plains, and then depending on what our opponent does and what we put them on, we can either play out Athalia or play Aether Vial and then wasteland them on turn 2. So, well, we'll see. Plains. Ooh. Okay, so it is Miracles. So yeah, what do we do here? I think I actually want to push the Thalia here, and if they have Force, then they can, we can hymn them. We have the backup Thalia, and we'll have to wait one turn with the Aether Vial, but they can't go turn 2 counterbalance because they may turn 1 plains, so we should be okay to resolve this Vial. And now we just sort of have to play around the old Terminus game. Another Vial. Alright, so let's serve in with Thalia here. Miracles is a cool matchup. I think actually Miracles versus Death and Taxes is one of my favorite matchups in current day Legacy. Although it can get really lopsided, I think there's a lot of play to it. All right, so let's see here. Do they deem it necessary to counter this Aether Vial? We wouldn't mind that terribly as we just drew the second one, but I think it is pretty important to stick an Aether Vial versus Miracles. It is sort of a linchpin card there. Especially game 1 where they are likely to not have a lot of answers for it. Alright, so they're fetching either to pay for a Force of Will here, or to look with top again. Okay, looking with top, that means they can't force it, so the Aether Vial is going to stick. Alright, Aether Vial is in, pass the turn. Hope it's not Terminus, but if it is, it's not even the end of the world. So they'll be tapped out. Oh, and then it wasn't. They would definitely Terminus here, I'm sure. Like, 2 for 1 is the go-to mana cost. Not mana cost, but like conversion rate for a Terminus, I think. Sometimes you even don't mind 1 for 1-ing. Alright, so let's get this Aether Vial up and running. Okay, a little bit awkward drawing all these Thalias now, but yeah, good for later, I guess. And I don't mind tapping out for a second Aether Vial. They could have engineered explosives for one, which would just be terrible here for us with this commitment. But other than that, I don't think it is likely that they have any way to answer these Aether Vials game 1. So, but yeah, now that I think about it, engineered explosives has seen like a rise in popularity in Miracles decks, and that would actually be pretty catastrophic if they were to end up blowing up our 2 Vials and Mom. And they could even do it off their 3 lands. They would just make X for 0 and then pay 1 for the Thalia, making Sunburst 1. And then, yeah, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Well, they're doing what Miracles do and hitting their land drops, so. And we would like to hit land drops, but I think with these Vials, actually, we just want to hit some relevant creatures now. Let's take up these. Well, lands, sure. And when I say we want to hit relevant creatures, I mean we don't want to overcommit into a Terminus, but just to have at the ready with these Vials. Meanwhile, their life total goes a tickin'. Yeah, you know what I would actually love to draw is Recruiter of the Guard. When we get the Vial up to 3 next upkeep, and Recruiter into another Recruiter is just big game. Especially if we can manage to get down this sort of Fire and Ice at some point. Alright, let's see. Terminus here, actually, I mean, it would be annoying that they can take out Mother of Runes, but the double Thalia with an active Vial on 2 backup plan is actually pretty sweet. They're likely sitting on Source of Plowshares, would be my guess, with 6 cards in hand. So a second Thalia is likely to get plowed, but that'll take them 2 mana. Then we have the 3rd Thalia. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't hate our position here. Alright, no Terminus. Maybe they were running like Supreme Verdict or something. They just need 1 more land for that. Haven't seen that card in a long time though in Legacy. Okay, Karakas is mildly annoying. But we have Wasteland, so it doesn't matter that much. I guess they use it. But we'll Vial back Thalia. But we'll give them a window to play spells. I guess they could have like Venser with this being like a Karakas list. Okay, they're brainstorming now, so we're gonna Vial in response. I think if I'm them, I wait with the brainstorm for the Vial activation in case you had another brainstorm or some other spell like a predict or something. I guess you can still predict this way, but taps you out. Alright. Let's say always no and then yes to both. So we'll have a Static Vial at 3 and a Static Vial at 2. Oh, Spirit of the Labyrinth. Now that is sexy. Now, of course, us wastelanding there means we are quite far away from resolving that sort of fire and ice, but I think I'm kind of happy with that. Terminus? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, alright. Okay. Put back these. Cast a Brainstorm, get boned by Spirit. I think I'm Violin Thalia here. And not the Spirit. Just because we have double Thalia. Oh, they might have Vendilion Clique here. In which case, I'm not sure what they clique out of our hand. Guess it depends if they have like one plow, they might take one Thalia to only have one Thalia to contend with. Or they might see this and think like, okay, well, can't stop Thalia, so let's get rid of the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Well, they are a thinking. Yep, okay. Do we plow this? Do we care? Like if they have another Caracas, then Cleat gets really annoying. But I don't really want to give them the life total, and Cleat can't block Thalia. Well, we're gonna put Thalia into play because if they have force, then they can use it on the plow, and we can still cast it. But I think I'd rather save the plow for like a Monastery Mentor if they were to have one. Revoker is nice. Let's not Revoker now because they can't top at end of turn anyways, and if they have a Terminus on top, like we might lose them topping on upkeep. That might be the one thing they get to do, and okay, fair enough. Okay, well they didn't. Also, maybe they'll make like a Jace now or something, which requires our revoking qualities. Wow. There's the issue. There's the Caracas. Alright, so I think we have to probably Plowshares this clique in response to the Caracas being used either on the clique or Thalia. Question is, do they have like a counterspell or a force? That would seem quite kind of likely. Well, our opponent is burning up the clock, so I mean that might end up being relevant eventually. Okay, so Jace, I guess. Yeah, let's get in Revoker. Name Jace the Mind Sculptor. Do you attack with a Clique? No, I guess you don't. I guess the plan is to like chump. Alright, so now we can either plow now, and if they want to save the Clique, they have to use the Karakas, in which case we can get in and kill the Jace. But that leaves the Clique sort of alive for later, which is annoying. If not, they are definitely going to save the Karakas and use it for Thalia to bounce her. To save the Jace, I would assume. Actually, I like plowing here. They could have force, but I mean, that's okay. Getting hemming them with a plow is okay, I think, at this point. We could also just beat them down to... Yeah, okay, so they choose to save the Jace. Let's attack Jace. Surely you Karakas here, right? Yeah. So let's Violin Thalia. And then cast Mom through force. Not really sure where we stand here. I really don't want to get Terminus now. Getting 3 for 1 just seems like a super crappy deal. So let's say they have a Plowshares here. Do they plow the... they would have to use it now before Mom comes online. Do they plow the Revoker, I guess? And then, what? Then Brainstorm with Jace? Or Plus with Jace? Plussing with Jace would be annoying because it would mean... Well, it would save the Jace, right? We wouldn't be able to attack with Thalia through this Karakas. Also, this being the kind of Miracles build that it is, I think we're kind of vulnerable to just randomly dying to an Entreat the Angels off the top. Well, not randomly because it will be sort of very premeditated, but what's the Supreme Verdict? Oh, Venser, sure. So what do you bounce here? Yeah, let's... Yeah, okay. That's fine. Man, this Karakas is going to cause us all sorts of problems. I don't know how many they run. And they Fate Seal us with Jace. And bottom it. Okay, well, always better than topping it. Alright, so they pass the turn. And Horizon Canopy is meh. Let's so what do you do here if you're them? Do you just bounce Thalia with Karakas? Or do you block and then bounce Venser? Let's try this. I hope they bounce Karakas, bounce Thalia, because then I can cast a sort of Fire and Ice and then Violin Karakas. Sorry, Violin Thalia, but I guess I'm going to Violin Revoker to name Jace. And that would just mean that they have to, like, well, not too bad. They bounce the Venser. So Thalia gets to stay. So I guess we kind of want to use this vial and bring in the Revoker. So what do we name here? Do we name Top or Jace? I guess Jace is the more powerful one, but it's going to get... Well, actually, no, right? It can't get bounced now because we have Mom to protect it. But they could have, of course, like like auxiliary answer, like a Plowshares or something, but yeah. Okay, so there's Venser. What does Venser target? Venser targets the Revoker, or we're gonna try and protect the Revoker here and see if they have a Plowshares. This seems unlikely that they wouldn't have found a Plowshares. They are like 21 cards into their library, but yeah, I guess stranger things have happened. Alright, so now Thalia gets bounced. And they ponder. Trying to find that Plowshares, I guess. This is an interesting game, but I feel like this is going to go long. I guess they found it. They chose not to shuffle anyway, so I guess they found their Plowshares. Would be my guess. Maybe not. Maybe they found a Terminus. Okay, there's another Aether Vial. So I think I'm going to play out this sort of Fire and Ice and see what happens. Guess they can always bounce it with that stupid Venser. Let us pass the turn and then not violin Thalia until after their draw step to see that they don't have the Terminus. Okay, they didn't. I mean, I guess, you know, the whole Thalia business, like, Karakas just makes it a pretty big pain in the ass. Pass the turn? Wow, really? Okay, we're gonna violent Thalia. They might bounce her, but it remains to be seen. Guess not. Guess they're saving the clique. Alright, so here's the thing. We're going to equip the sword onto the Revoker. And that is likely going to prompt them to bounce the sword with the Venser. But that they need Karakas for that, so in that scenario, Thalia gets through. So let's attack Jace, and let's attack them. I guess they could have like Terminus now. Yeah. They have the fetch land as well to look for the Terminus. So far they've only found one, so yeah, we'll see. What could exile the clique, right? I fear for our opponent's clock here. I mean, I fear for them because I mean I'm at home and my son is taking a nap right now, and if he wakes up, then the clock thing might bite me in the ass. But I think he won't, and I'm worried for our opponent because I think it's unlikely that they'll be able to win 2 games with 9 minutes left on the clock. So I mean, this might be me sort of jinxing myself because I might just lose the next game, lose this game, lose the next game real quick. But it seems like something that would be hard for our opponent to do, and it would be a shame if that is sort of what ends up deciding this match. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so Thalia is blocked. I guess bouncing Venser and recasting him to bounce the Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, no. That is surprising. I guess we just go for their face, I think. And we get to draw a card. Oh, and I redirected by mistake. That was silly. We draw more creatures. I don't think this is the time to deploy a second Revoker. I think we just pass. So now if they want to cast Venser, they will need to bounce. They don't even cast the Venser. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is because now the Revoker of course has just built-in protection from blue from the sword. Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, okay, so now they get to Terminus. But it'll tap them out, and we'll have the sword, and we'll Violent Thalia. Alright, so did they play a land this turn? Turn 11. Yeah, they played a land, so I don't see how this saves them because we will still have the sword. Sure. That is fine. Tell you what, I'm gonna do this. Put it in the Revoker just to shut off Jace again. Because that's the only thing that they have left that they can actually do. We'll equip. As long as we don't somehow miss attacking here, we will win. Great. Alright, so that was game 1. They only have 7 minutes left, so we'll see about that. Bring in the Armageddon, the Cataclysm, and the 2 Gideons. Probably bring in the second Prelate. Probably want at least 1 Council's Judgment. Let's see, what don't we really want? I guess we don't really want the Plowshares. I might keep in 1, but I'm not sure. I don't think we want the Batterskull or the Jitte. And as such, I guess we can cut 1 Stoneforge Mystic. Not sure we want the Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh, sorry, not the Sword. The Sword, the Singleton Swords of Plowshares. Now that we have we have the Council's Judgment. We might just get rolled over by what's it called? The monk guy, the Monastery Mentor. Yeah, I'm not sure. What would be the thing to keep if we were to bound? I guess maybe the second. Yeah, I think actually I like the second Council's Judgment. So let's try this. Sanctum Prelate has been good for me against Miracles earlier. It's like you have active Mom and you go Prelate for 6. It's kind of cool to shut off Terminus, but yeah, we'll see. Definitely keeping this. So let's F6 through their turn. Ponder or Plowshares, I guess. Not Plowshares. Ponder or Top. Okay, so let's play the Vial off the Caracas. I actually don't want to have it countered, and if you go like a colorless producing land into Vial, it signals a lot more that you don't have any white sources, and therefore Vial is more important, therefore it's more worthy of a counterspell. So we have another really attractive card here in our hand, which is the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Ratchet Bomb. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. Let's tick this up. So we save the second Vial, obviously. Question is, what do we do here? Do we play out one of our 2-drops? And not Thalia, because Thalia will get bounced by their Caracas. We'd play Stoneforge. I think it's doubtful they'll have many Force of Wills. If they do, then it would kind of suck to get Stoneforge forced, but I think I'm going to play out the Stoneforge. Just if they don't force it, then that's an incentive for them to tick up the Ratchet Bomb to 2. And once you do that, you can't really, it can't go back, so we'll have a Vial that's safe, and they can't keep, if they can 2-for-1 us with that Ratchet Bomb, I'm pretty sure they were going to do it. Alright. I'm not sure, it might have been correct just to port them. Okay, they have Plowshares. Notice, though, they didn't tick up the Ratchet Bomb. I'm thinking that has to be incorrect. Let's tick this up. Now we're talking. Alright, so let's get in Thalia here. And I don't think we port them. Instead, I think we keep open the Arid Mesa. Sorry, the Caracas. They activate. Oh yeah, I guess they're worried that it's a Revoker. They brainstorm in response. Now, we would have loved to nap that brainstorm with a Spirit. Okay. 5 minutes on clock. Unless something happens on my end, I cannot see them beating us, winning 2 matches in 5 minutes. So yeah, like I said, not porting them. Want to keep the Caracas open to bounce Thalia and save her from a Plowshares. Okay, so they choose to blow up the Vial. That's fine. Well, I mean, it's not fine. It's annoying, but we have a second Vial. So ideally, we draw a land here. Okay, Sensei's top, sure. Ideally, we draw a land here so that we can go Aether Vial and keep open Caracas. If not, it's not the end of the world. If they want to pay 2 mana to plow her, I guess we'll just have to live with that. Uh-oh. Pausing on draw step, I think, means they hit a miracle. Let's just hope it's an Entreat the Angels. Oh, it wasn't. Terminus? Okay. That was the blind terminus, so that happens. So Thalia goes by. They don't have the third land. Ouch. So what do we do here? I kind of feel like porting them, to be honest. And actually, let's see. Let's port them on the draw step because they chose not to tap with or look with the Sensei's top. All right, they are just burning their clock. Burning, burning, burning. They find their third land. You would have to hope so. Okay. So they had a second top in hand, I guess. And, well, I don't know. Not sure how that worked. Okay. Well, let's tap this plains here. Let's tap this here, plains. So we're gonna violin the spirit at end of turn regardless of what happens, and then we're gonna take the vial up to 3 and then we'll reassess. Okay, well, that just decided it for us. We're gonna violate it now, because that would be their second drawn spell, drawn card this turn. That's gotta be annoying. Alright, so let's say always no, and then yes, tick that up to 3. All these Aether Vials, or sorry, Flicker Wisps. So I don't think I'm going to Prelate here. Instead, I would rather keep open Flicker Wisp. Let's tap the plains. Do we have Plow? Yeah, let's save it. It means they can like cast Brainstorms and stuff this turn. But and I guess draw with their Sensei's top. But we'll get it back next turn. They can't Terminus this turn. I guess that was kind of stupid tapping their plains. We should have known they were gonna have Plowshares and tapped one of their islands instead. But minor thing, I guess. Well, it's good that we can keep them sort of choked on white mana here. Okay, so they might have Snapcaster Mage. If they do, I think we're going to banish or priest it. They might try to ambush our spirit here. Guess not. So now we have to consider using Flicker Wisp on our end step to take out their plains so they can't Terminus. But they would still be able to Terminus. I mean, then they don't get to Terminus. They get the plains back at the end of their turn. Then on our upkeep, they can Terminus again. So I don't know how much that actually accomplishes. No, it does actually, because then we can port the plains on their end step when it comes back. So I think I like doing that. Yeah, let's do it like that. All right, so planes comes back. We tap planes. Now their only out, I think, is to get down a blocker on our step, like a flash creature, a click or a snapcaster. That'll buy them a turn, but it won't, because then we can violate either Flicker Wisp, or if it's like a clique, it doesn't matter, we'll just still flicker it, but we have a, like, Banisher Priest, I guess. Okay, so Venser targeting what? Venser targeting the Aether Vial, okay, sure. I'll buy them a turn. Oh no, look, it won't, because we drew a land. I mean, I guess they could still have force, but if they have force, then they lose anyway because of their life total. So let's just banish her. Oh, I guess, what am I talking about? We have the Caracas. Never mind. Who cares about yield Venser? Sweet. So I wonder why they would not, like, bounce a creature with Venser. Yeah, I guess because... No, I mean, that would have bought them a turn, right? Regardless. Anyways, awesome. I'm happy I won that. And like I said, they had 29 seconds left on the clock, so their clock was at such a point where they wouldn't have been able to win this match and this game and then another game. So that's a bit of a shame, but I'm happy then to at least get there on my own terms, so to speak. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, you can always subscribe to the channel, and I'll be trying to churn out as many legacy videos and maybe some vintage stuff as well as I can manage to do. But yeah, thanks guys. Bye bye.